Hey, I was just about to head up to your room. Do you need anything from that cafe downstairs? I figured you were probably resting or maybe battling a vending machine. Didn't expect radio silence. You okay?
I'm better than okay, actually. I've been having these waves of pressure since early this morning. At first, I thought it was just the usual Braxton Hicks, but then they started getting sharper. I've been timing them for the last hour. They're about 5 minutes apart now. I told the nurse. They've got me hooked up to a monitor. It's happening, Theo. This baby is coming.
Wait, seriously? Today? But we're still a week out. I mean, I know babies don't care about schedules, but wow, that's soon. Are you sure?
Very sure. She's made it clear she's on her own timeline, which honestly feels like foreshadowing for the next 18 years. I'm nervous, yeah, but I've been waiting for this moment for months. I just want to meet her. I want to hold her and know she's real.
God, that's wild. I mean, we talked about this moment 100 times, but I still thought we had more time to ease into it. And this is probably the worst timing to bring it up, but Ivy messaged me earlier. Remember her, Ivy Becker from high school?
The one with the lifestyle blog and the Baby Bump TikTok series? Yes, I remember her. I'm pretty sure she's doing a product review on her stretch marks next.
That's the one. Apparently she's in labor too. Got admitted this morning. Said her contractions started sometime last night. I was surprised to hear from her. She sounded pretty stressed. She doesn't have anyone with her from what I could tell.
That's sad. I can't imagine going through this alone. At least she reached out to someone, though I'm not sure why she chose you of all people.
We reconnected a while back, kind of accidentally, just friendly conversation here and there. I think she just panicked and messaged the first familiar name in her phone. I told her I'd check in, see if she needed anything, but obviously you're my priority. I'm on my way now.
Alright, just let's keep the focus here, one big event at a time. I'm kind of hoping our daughter doesn't arrive while you're out playing emotional support to a classmate.
No chance. I'm headed straight to you, no detours. I'll be there before the next contraction hits.
Good, because she's not waiting. You left. You left, Theo, while I was having contractions every 2 minutes and begging for ice and squeezing that damn hospital bed like it owed me money. The nurse looked me straight in the eye and said he stepped out, like that was just normal. Like husbands always walk out when their wives are about to give birth.
Ellen, please! I didn't just walk out. I wasn't going for a coffee or disappearing for fun. Ivy called me. She was crying, totally panicked, saying she couldn't do this by herself. I didn't even think. I reacted. I told myself I'd check on her quick and be right back.
You didn't react. You chose. You heard me groaning through contractions, texting you that I was at 8 centimeters, and you still picked up your phone and left the damn room.
I thought I had time. I swear I didn't think things would move so fast. I thought I'd be back before anything serious started.
You didn't say a word. You didn't even look back. I didn't know where you were, Theo. I was scared, and you just vanished.
I know it sounds bad. I'm not trying to spin it. I know I messed up. I panicked. Ivy didn't have anybody, no partner, no family, and she asked for me. I felt like if I didn't go, she'd fall apart.
And I guess you just assumed I wouldn't. Because I'm the strong one, right? The calm one. The wife who never complains, never makes a scene. So you figured I'd be fine with some nurses and an epidural while you went and played hero in someone else's delivery room.
You are strong! That's exactly it! You're the strongest person I know! I thought if anyone could handle a little bit of time alone, it'd be you! I didn't think it would go that fast. I figured I'd be back before anything serious started.
So I got punished for being dependable. That's what you're telling me? Because I'm stable and not falling apart at the seams, I'm the one you decided could be left behind. That's not a compliment, Theo. That's a betrayal dressed up in logic.
I'm not trying to justify it. I know I should have stayed. I just thought I could do both. Help her and still make it back in time for you. It was stupid. I was wrong. I'm trying to fix it.
You don't get to fix this like it's a broken dinner plan. This is the moment. This is the moment. If you're not here for this, I swear to God, I don't care what story you spin later, you won't be forgiven.
I'm already on my way back. I told Ivy I had to go. I'm driving like hell to get there. I will make it in time, I promise.
You better hope you do, because if I have to go through this without you standing where you should have been this whole time, don't expect there to be anything left for you to come back to. Francine, I'm so sorry for the short notice, but I need your help. I was admitted this morning. Contractions started getting closer around noon, and they say it's going to happen soon. I left the overnight bag at home, the black one in the front closet. Could you please bring it to the hospital? I'm in labor and delivery, room 506. The nurses said you can just drop it off at the front desk. Of course, ma'am. I'll leave immediately. Would you like me to bring anything else besides the overnight bag? Honestly, I don't even know. Grab my toothbrush, my phone charger if it's still plugged in by the bed, and maybe something soft. Anything. Something I can hold on to. I didn't think I'd be doing this part by myself, and now it's just me, this room, and these damn monitors. I still can't believe he actually left. Mr. Theo left the hospital during labor. Yes, he walked out right as everything started ramping up. I was on the monitor. They were checking me, and the nurse turned around and said, "Your husband stepped out for a bit." I thought he went to grab a drink, but no, he got a text from Ivy. Apparently, she's in labor too. She told him she was scared and needed him, and that was all it took. He just left. And he hasn't returned? Not yet. He says he's on his way, that he's trying to make it in time, like he's catching a movie, not his daughter's birth. And the worst part, he really seems to think I should understand. He keeps telling me Ivy was alone, like that somehow justifies leaving me alone too. Understood. I'll bring what you asked for, and I'll stay close in case you need anything else. You won't have to do this completely alone. Thank you, Francine. I don't know what I'd do without you right now. Congratulations, ma'am. The nurse said everything went smoothly. She's beautiful, perfect skin, full head of hair. Looks just like you. Thank you. It was a lot. The labor dragged, and everything after felt like a blur, but she's here. I held her for hours. I think my arm's still numb from not wanting to let go. She has Theo's nose, which feels like a cruel little joke from the universe, but her eyes, they're mine. And when she looks up at me, it's like she's asking if it's safe to be here, and I don't know how to answer that yet. She's lucky to have you. You stayed steady through all of it, even when he didn't. It's not just the fact that he left, it's that he justified it. Like this wasn't a betrayal, just a scheduling conflict. Like I should be proud of how strong I am, how I handled it. But strength doesn't mean a damn thing when the person who's supposed to hold your hand decides someone else's panic matters more than your pain.
He won't be able to talk his way out of this one.
He'll try. I can already hear the speech.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. You know I care.
I don't want comfort. I want consequences.
Then tell me what you need.
It's not the kind of favor I can ask lightly. It's more involved. And if I ask it, I need your full discretion. No hesitation, no judgment, no backing down.
As always, I am fully at your service, my lady.
She's here. 7 pounds, 8 ounces, 10 fingers, 10 toes, and more dignity in her first breath than you've shown in the last 9 months. I thought you should know. You're officially a father now. You missed the moment, but the world moved forward anyway.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Ivy just delivered two like 15 minutes ago. Can you believe that? Both babies born on the same day. That's wild. It's like it was meant to be. I'm heading over right now. I want to see her. Both of you.
Well, there are a lot of people here who are anxious to see you, so do get over here as fast as you can.
You called my parents? You really had them come down here and drag me out of the hospital like I was some kind of criminal? I didn't even get to hold her, Ellen. Not once! I was standing in the hallway with a gift bag in one hand and flowers in the other, and the next thing I know, my father's shouting at me like I'm a deadbeat and my mother's crying in the elevator. You humiliated me.
You humiliated yourself, Theo. You missed your daughter's birth so you could hold Ivy's hand. That's not a misstep. That's a character assessment.
I didn't miss it on purpose. I told you I panicked. Ivy was sobbing on the phone saying she had no one. I thought I'd be back before you started pushing. I was trying to do the right thing.
No, you were trying to do everything, and you failed. And just to clarify, I didn't call your parents. I informed them. I figured if they were going to keep calling me for updates, they should know what their son actually prioritized this week.
You didn't even let me explain. You made me look like a monster in front of my own family. You set me up.
I didn't have to set anything up. You did that yourself the second you chose her panic over my pain.
So that's it? You're just done with me? One mistake and I'm out? You're acting like I had some affair behind your back. All I did was try to help someone through labor.
You keep calling it help like it was charity work. You weren't rescuing some stranger from a car accident, Theo. You were actively choosing her over me while I was in labor, alone.
I wasn't choosing her. I was trying to be decent to someone who had no one else.
You know what's decent? Staying with your wife when she's about to give birth to your child. That's decent. That's bare minimum, and you couldn't manage it.
I made a bad call, okay? I get that. But I'm here now. I'm showing up now. That should count for something.
It doesn't. Not anymore. You should be getting something in the mail in the next day or two.
So that's it? You don't even want to talk about it? You just go straight to lawyers and paperwork without so much as a conversation? You filed for divorce and dropped it in the mail like it's some online subscription I forgot to cancel. You don't even have the decency to hand it to me in person?
I don't owe you theatrics, Theo. You made your decisions loud and clear when you walked out of that hospital room while I was in labor. This isn't revenge, it's resolution. I've accepted the kind of man you are. Now I'm putting it in writing.
Unbelievable. You're really going to pretend this is rational? You're blowing up our entire life because I wasn't in the room for one moment. 10 minutes, Ellen. That's all it was. I got one phone call and made a bad call. People screw up. You're acting like I committed some crime.
10 minutes? Don't reduce it to that. This isn't about a stopwatch. It's about presence, about priority, about who you showed up for when it actually counted. You didn't choose your child. You didn't choose your wife. You chose someone else's panic over my pain. And you did it without hesitation.
I didn't know you were that far along. I thought I had time. Ivy was sobbing. I was the only person she had. I wasn't trying to hurt you, Ellen. I was trying to help someone who had no one.
You say you were helping, but you were just escaping. You didn't want to be there for something raw and real and permanent, so you ran toward the thing that let you play hero without facing consequences. That's not empathy, Theo. That's cowardice dressed up as concern.
You don't get to rewrite this. I showed up the next day. I came back. I brought flowers. I apologized. But you didn't want any of that. You had already made up your mind to punish me. And now you're dragging me through divorce court because I didn't hit some emotional attendance checkpoint on time?
This isn't punishment, it's a boundary. I gave you so many chances to show up for me, and every time you were just elsewhere. I don't want an apology. I want a life where I don't have to explain the basics of commitment to someone who promised it years ago.
So what, you get everything now? The baby, the house, the narrative? I'm just the guy who missed one day and loses everything?
You didn't lose everything because of one day. You lost it because you never realized what was worth holding on to until it was already gone. And I'm not keeping your child from you. I'm holding you to the responsibilities you swore you'd uphold the minute she was born.
I'm not paying child support just because you're bitter. If you think you can cut me out of my life and still demand money from me, you've lost your mind.
I'm not asking for charity. I'm enforcing a legal responsibility. You fathered a child. That comes with consequences, whether you're emotionally prepared for them or not. If you want to pretend your signature on that birth certificate doesn't matter, that's between you and the judge.
I'll fight it. You want a court battle? Fine. Let's see how far you get when they see this for what it is. A bitter ex-wife trying to bleed her husband dry.
Let's, because I'm not afraid of what the court will see, but you should be. Francine, I need a favor, and I know I've already asked a lot of you lately, but this one's delicate. I need you to look into something for me, quietly. No alerts, no loose threads. It's about Ivy.
Understood. What specifically would you like me to find?
Everything. Her social posts, old photos, comments, anything tagged with her name in the past year. Forums, too. Any parenting groups she's joined. Any birth apps that have public logs. I want dates, captions, backgrounds. If there's a blurry reflection of Theo in a mirror behind her, I want it in a folder. Especially anything that connects her to him, even indirectly.
Do you believe Mr. Theo's connection to her runs deeper than he claims?
I don't just believe it, I feel it. And the worst part is, I felt it for a while. Months, maybe longer. The way he says her name, the way his voice gets soft like he's narrating someone else's memory. It's not new, it's rehearsed. And I was too pregnant, too tired, and too in denial to say it out loud.
Would you like this discreetly compiled, or should I prepare something formal?
Discreet for now. If what I suspect turns out to be true, we'll move to formal next. I'm not confronting him until I'm holding facts, not feelings.
Understood. I'll begin tonight.
I knew you would. You always do. I've been looking at pictures. Newborn photos, hospital wristbands, blurry mirror shots Ivy posted from her apartment. And I've got to say, your eyes, they're not that common. But they show up twice now, once on our daughter, and again on a baby boy with Ivy's last name.
Okay. What exactly are you trying to say right now?
I'm saying the timelines match. The weeks you said you were working late, the canceled dinners, the nights you said you needed to clear your head. All of it lines up perfectly with her second trimester.
Come on, Ellen, don't do this. You're spinning. You just had a baby, you're exhausted, and you're letting your imagination run wild. Ivy and I are friends. She needed support. I gave her that. Nothing else.
You were in the room when she gave birth. You saw the baby. You held him. And you didn't even flinch. That doesn't scream distant acquaintance, Theo. That screams father.
I was there because she was alone. She didn't have anyone. I didn't want the kid being born into silence. That doesn't mean I'm his...
Don't bother finishing that sentence. I already know.
No, you don't! You think you do, but you don't know what really happened. I was trying to be kind, Ellen. I was trying to help someone I cared about, and maybe I messed up by getting too close, but that's not a crime!
You didn't get too close, Theo. You got involved, emotionally, physically, repeatedly. And I know this not because I'm guessing, but because Francine arranged the test 2 weeks ago. She got a hair sample. She got the result. And there's no maybe about it. That baby is yours.
No, Ivy told me it could have been her ex's. She said she wasn't sure. She swore up and down that it wasn't mine.
Because that's what you wanted to hear. You let her lie to you so you could keep lying to me. And you know what's pathetic? You actually believed you could walk back into my life, hold our daughter, and still keep the secret tucked away like a receipt you didn't want to explain. But you planned everything else.
I didn't want any of this. I didn't ask for it. It just happened. I'd liked her since high school, okay? I thought it was harmless. And when she broke up with her boyfriend, I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe it meant something. I didn't plan for her to get pregnant.
You planned the messages, the late nights, the lies. You planned how to show up for her without making it obvious. And when the pregnancy happened, you planned to pretend it wasn't yours. Until now.
So what now? You take our daughter, drag me through court, and turn this into some circus?
No, I let you do that yourself. I just made sure the lights were on when it happened.
So this is what it comes down to? You want to bleed me dry now? You get the baby,
The house, your perfect victim story, and I get stuck with court orders and monthly payments for a kid I didn't even want? You seriously think I'm just gonna roll over and let you take whatever you want?
You think this is about taking something from you? No, Theo. This is about holding you accountable for something you already did. You don't get to talk about fairness when you lied for 2 years, got someone else pregnant, missed your daughter's birth, and then tried to act like all of that could be erased with a bouquet and a few fake tears. This isn't revenge, this is the invoice.
I didn't sign up for this! I didn't agree to support some surprise baby Ivy decided to keep! I told her I wasn't ready for that. I made that clear. She said she had it under control. I never wanted this to be permanent.
Newsflash, reproduction doesn't come with a cancel button. If you didn't want it to be permanent, maybe you should have thought about that before playing house with another woman. While your actual wife was home wondering why her husband always smelled like hotel soap.
That test doesn't prove anything beyond DNA. You don't know what Ivy told me. You don't know what she planned or when. You weren't there, Ellen. You didn't hear her crying when she found out she was pregnant. You didn't hear her say she didn't know what to do.
I don't need to hear Ivy crying. I heard you lying. I watched you pretend you were burning out from work when you were actually burning bridges you thought I'd never find. You talk like you're a victim, but all I see is a man terrified that the consequences finally found their way home.
You seriously stalked through my history? You went through my phone backups? You and Francine? What, you've been digging for weeks? That's how little privacy I have now?
Privacy ended when your deception started. I didn't crack your phone. I used the same cloud password you gave me when we got married. The one you forgot you linked to your team meetings and hotel suites, your selfies in her mirror, your plane tickets to Portland. You left a trail so obvious it practically had neon signs.
It wasn't serious! I know how it looks, but it didn't mean anything! I didn't love her! I didn't plan to leave you! It was just stupid moments! Things I couldn't walk away from!
You didn't walk away because you never intended to. You kept both lives running in parallel, and you thought as long as no one said it out loud, nothing had to change. But it did, Theo. The moment your daughter was born, everything changed.
You're gonna ruin me over this. You know that, right? You're gonna drag me through court and drain every cent I've got just to prove a point?
Oh, I'm not proving a point. I'm establishing a pattern, one that the judge will see clearly, documented and time-stamped. So yes, you're going to pay child support, not because I need it, because you do. You need the reminder every month on the dot that real life keeps receipts. You know, I never actually asked how you managed it, the test. Ivy never struck me as someone who'd just casually hand over her newborn's DNA, especially if she suspected even a fraction of what might happen next. So tell me, how'd you get her to do it?
It took a bit of groundwork. I rented a unit 2 doors down from hers, under a holding company no one could trace back to either of us. I bumped into her a few times in the hallway. The first couple times it was just a polite nod, but the third time I offered to help her carry her groceries upstairs. She asked if I had children. I told her I didn't, but I said I'd always wanted one, and that kind of loss has a way of opening people up. She wanted someone to listen. I made sure I had time.
Of course you did. Let me guess, she started talking about him?
By day 3, yes. Though she never said his name, she referred to him like a myth. Someone torn between two worlds. Someone stuck. She said he told her he didn't want to hurt anyone, but she wasn't sure he'd stay. She looked tired, Ellen. Tired and hopeful. So I told her that if she wanted to protect herself and the child, maybe it was smart to have clarity. I said that if the test came back positive, she'd have leverage, and if not, at least she'd have the truth.
And she agreed, just like that?
I brought her a cheek swab kit and a gift bag under a bottle of baby lotion and a burp cloth. She didn't hesitate. She even thanked me. She said she didn't know how she would have gotten the courage to do it on her own. She handed it back to me without a second thought, and I made sure it ended up at the lab that same afternoon.
God, she had no idea what she was handing over.
She thought she was securing her future, and for a moment maybe she was, just not the future she imagined.
You let her keep texting him, didn't you? Let her believe she still had a chance?
Of course. She thought her departure would clear the path, that once you were gone, he'd be free to love her out loud. She didn't realize he was never going to leave unless someone shoved him, and she definitely didn't expect you to do the shoving with paperwork.
And once she realized I wasn't disappearing?
She panicked. She said she didn't mean to hurt anyone, that it all happened so fast, and she never wanted to destroy a family. I reminded her she didn't destroy anything. She just picked up a match after he'd already lit the fuse, and if she walked away now, she'd be the one holding the fire.
So she stayed, not for love, not for hope, just to avoid being the villain in someone else's story.
Exactly. And now she's locked in. She gets the diapers. She gets the late nights. She gets the man who folds under pressure and lies without blinking. And every day she wakes up beside him, wondering who he's texting, she'll remember what she traded her reputation for.
He wanted a second family so badly. Now he has one. And every single time he tries to escape, he'll look at her and realize that freedom means exposure. So he'll stay and rot and smile for the camera.
It's not loud justice, but it's permanent.
Which makes it the best kind. He doesn't even need to crash and burn. He just needs to keep living the life he built. And I get to raise my daughter in peace, knowing the punishment writes itself, one miserable morning at a time.
You sued me. You actually went through with it. I thought you were bluffing, Ellen. I thought you just wanted to scare me into showing up. But no, you want the judge. You want the system. You want headlines and records and court transcripts like I'm some deadbeat you picked up off the street. I'm the father of your child, and this is how you treat me.
You're not being sued because you're the father. You're being sued because you tried to act like you weren't. Big difference.
You know, sometimes I wonder what this would all look like if you just stopped pushing. If you stepped back, let things calm down, maybe we could have figured this out without lawyers, without courts. But no, you had to turn this into a campaign. Every time I try to fix something, you escalate.
Every time you try to fix something, it's just another performance. You haven't owned a single consequence since the day you ran to Ivy's hospital bed instead of mine, and now that it's all catching up, you're suddenly nostalgic for peace?
Don't twist my words. All I'm saying is everything's been hell since you decided to blow it up. You know it, and I know it. And part of me can't help but think, if you were out of the picture, all of this would go away.
You sure you want to say that out loud?
I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying you're the one keeping this fire burning. You make it impossible for things to go back to normal.
Theo, things were never normal. You were just better at hiding the matches. Francine, I just had a text exchange with Theo, and something he said didn't sit right with me. I'm trying not to jump to conclusions, but I don't think it was just angry venting.
What exactly did he say?
We were arguing about the child support case. He was furious that I filed. Then, out of nowhere, he wrote, "If you were out of the picture, all of this would go away."
Did he clarify what he meant after that?
I asked him point blank, "Do you want to repeat that?" He immediately tried to walk it back, said I was twisting his words, claimed he just meant I'm the one keeping the tension going. But the way he phrased it the first time, it felt like he'd been thinking it for a while. Not just saying it to lash out.
You're right to flag this. Even if he tries to play it off, a statement like that is still a window into intention. I'm going to monitor him more closely from here on, and I'll make sure certain precautions are already in place, just in case he gets bold.
I'm not scared of him. But I don't trust what someone like him might do if he convinces himself he's got nothing left to lose.
You don't need to trust him. You just need to trust me. I'm already 10 steps ahead.
He pushed me. He actually pushed me like that. I keep replaying it in my head over and over. The feel of his hand on my back, the way he brushed against me like it was nothing, like he wasn't about to shove the mother of his child into traffic. And for a second, I actually thought I'd imagined it, like maybe I slipped, maybe I misread it. But then I saw his face, not panicked, not surprised, just blank. He didn't even flinch.
He watched the light change. I saw him glance up at the crosswalk timer, then look down the street like he was calculating distance, timing, and impact. And then he moved. It wasn't instinct, it was strategy. And if I had been even a second slower reaching for your arm, Ellen, we'd be having a very different conversation right now.
I can't believe how close he came, and what terrifies me most is that he didn't hesitate. No warning, no rage-filled scream, no dramatic outburst, just quiet, cold violence disguised as a nudge. It's like he wanted it to look like an accident, like he rehearsed it.
That's exactly what he wanted. A moment that could be explained away. A slip, a misstep, something tragic, but not traceable. But he didn't account for me. He never does. And now we have more than suspicion. We have intent, trajectory, motive, and surveillance footage that doesn't lie.
You saved my life, and I don't just mean physically. I mean the way you didn't flinch, didn't freeze. You moved like you'd already decided he wasn't getting the last move. And now, he won't.
You are never alone, Ellen. Not in this. Not ever. He wants to finish this his way, then let him try. Because from here on, I'm not just watching, I'm documenting. And the next time he gets close to you, it'll be the last time he gets close to anyone without cuffs.
He ran, Francine. He pushed me, saw your hand grab mine, saw me stay on my feet, and then he bolted like a coward who couldn't face what he failed to do.
Let him run. Let him imagine he's clever. But this city has eyes, Ellen, and so do I. He just made his last move. Now it's our turn. Theo, I'm only going to say this once, and you would be wise to stop talking long enough to actually listen. The video footage has been reviewed. All of it. There are 3 angles, not 1, not 2. city traffic camera, corner shop surveillance, and the security feed from the number 5 bus you didn't notice when you made your move. They all show the same thing, you calculating, positioning, and attempting to shove Ellen into the street, clear as day.
No, that's not what happened. I didn't shove her, Francine. I swear I didn't. She was standing close to the curb and I reached out to steady her. You're twisting this. I wasn't trying to hurt her. It wasn't like that. I swear on everything.
Then you chose a remarkably precise moment to steady someone. You waited for the light to change. You checked the oncoming traffic. And you placed your hand flat between her shoulders, not out of concern, Theo, but intent. Controlled, timed, measured.
It was instinct. I panicked. I saw her foot slip. I thought she was losing balance and I just reached. You're reading into this like it's a movie. It wasn't some grand plan.
No one needs a grand plan to attempt something cowardly. You weren't panicking. You were hoping it would look like she did. But the cameras didn't blink, and neither did I.
You don't get to do this. You're just a maid, a housekeeper. You think you can tear my life apart because you're standing next to Ellen with a flash drive and some smug little speech?
I don't need to tear anything apart, Theo. I'm just showing people what you already built. Your actions, your threats, your movements, they've all been so terribly cooperative.
I didn't want any of this. I didn't want a divorce or court battles or this never-ending war where everyone hates me and nothing I do is ever enough. She backed me into a corner. I wasn't thinking straight. And now you're acting like I'm some monster.
No one needs to act, Theo. The footage, the texts, the pattern, they speak louder than anything I could ever say. You're not a monster. You're a man who tried to make his problems disappear by removing the one person who refused to be quiet.
This is going to ruin my life. You're going to destroy everything I have left.
No, Theo, you already did that. I'm just making sure the wreckage is properly labeled for court.
I don't think it's fully hit me yet. The fact that they've actually arrested him. That he's not just out there somewhere circling the perimeter like a storm we have to brace for. It's only been a day, but everything feels different. Not safe, not exactly calm, just no longer trapped under the same weight. Like I can finally take a breath without bracing for impact.
That shift you're feeling, it's real. The fear doesn't vanish overnight, and no one expects it to. But what you're experiencing right now is the first moment your mind isn't being constantly hijacked by the idea of what he might do next. And even if it's fragile, even if it's temporary, that stillness matters.
I keep thinking about yesterday, the look on his face when I didn't fall, when your hand pulled me back. He wasn't scared, he was disappointed. That's what gets me. Not guilt, not panic, but disappointment that I survived him one more time. I don't know how to carry that yet.
You don't have to. Not alone, and not forever. This isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about giving yourself permission to stop replaying it every time you close your eyes. I'll stay right where I've always been, for as long as you need.
You've already done more than I could ever repay.
And if it's all right with you, I'd very much like to go back to my ordinary maid duties again, because truthfully, I'm exhausted, and folding towels sounds like the safest job in the world right now.
They sentenced Theo 6 weeks later. The charges didn't all stick, but the assault attempt did. With the video, the text messages, and Francine's testimony, he didn't stand much of a chance. He served his time, which was just long enough for it to sting, but not long enough for him to learn anything. That part doesn't matter. Ivy stayed. Not because she wanted to, she didn't, but because after what she did, she knew no one else would take her. She and Theo are coexisting now, if that's the word for it. Mostly, she looks tired. Maybe that's justice enough. Francine still lives here. She's back to folding towels, organizing the spice rack, and humming low jazz through the kitchen while my daughter naps. We don't talk much about what happened, but we don't have to. Some things were handled and some things were survived. That's enough. Theo used to say I made everything more dramatic than it needed to be. Funny how quiet it's been since he left.
I just let myself in. Again. You really should do something about the smell in this place. It's like warm milk in Surrender.
Wait, you're actually inside right now? You didn't even knock? Judith, seriously, I've asked you so many times to just call first.
Resting, were we? At noon? Honestly, what are you even tired from? That fetus is doing all the work.
Are you being serious right now? I'm 7 months pregnant, carrying another human, and everything hurts. I'm exhausted just from existing.
Well, someone should justify that sink, and the trash, and the dust on literally every flat surface.
I've been trying to sleep, but I get maybe 2 hours before my back locks up and my hips start screaming again.
If you can't manage a basic tidy-up now, I can't imagine this place once the baby actually arrives.
I'm not choosing this, Judith. I'm doing everything I can just to stay upright, and all you do is criticize from the sidelines.
You think that's going to get better when the baby's screaming at 3 a.m. and your husband's back at work?
I know it's not going to be easy, but what you're doing right now, this isn't helping. It's just cruel.
You need to wake up! This isn't just about you and your feelings. This baby is an extension of us, not your little passion project.
Oh my god, so I'm just a vessel now? Nothing I feel matters because I'm just here to pop out your grandchild?
If you want to talk selfish, let's start with the fact that you haven't even said if it's a boy yet.
We decided not to find out. It didn't seem important. We just want a healthy child, not a gender reveal party for your ego.
You have checked, right?
No, Judith, it's not some prize to unwrap. I'm growing a human being, not auditioning for your approval.
Firstborn sons matter in this family. You really think a daughter's going to carry the name forward?
You seriously think I can choose that? Like I'm out here genetically engineering a male heir to meet your weird legacy quota?
Well, you chose a C-section over natural birth, so you clearly like shortcuts. Maybe this is just part of that same pattern.
That wasn't a shortcut, it was a medical decision, but you don't even ask about that because it doesn't fit your narrative.
I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to make sure you don't ruin what we've built.
What you've built? No, you don't get to tear me down and call it family tradition. This is my life, not your legacy. Your mother just left. She walked in without knocking again, wandered around insulting everything, and then lectured me about how I'm not fit to be a mom. I haven't even sat down yet.
Wait, she came by today? She didn't say anything serious when she texted me. What happened?
She said the house smelled like warm milk in Surrender, told me I was lazy for resting at noon. Mocked the dishes, the dust, the garbage, then moved on to my body like it was open season.
Okay, that sounds harsh, yeah, but you know how she is. She just doesn't filter things. I'm sure she didn't mean it personally.
She told me I'm a frazzled disaster, Elliot. Said if I can't keep the house clean now, there's no way I'll handle motherhood. And that if the baby isn't a boy, I've basically failed your family. I'm not exaggerating. Those were her actual words.
She really said that about the baby? Are you sure you're not just, mishearing what she was trying to say?
Are you seriously asking me that right now? Do you think I imagined it or made it worse in my head?
No, that's not what I meant. I just think she gets intense and says things in a weird way. It doesn't always come out right.
There's a difference between intense and toxic, Elliot, and I need you to stop defending her every time she stomps on me like this.
I'm not defending her. I'm trying to keep you from stressing out when you're this far along. That's what I care about right now.
You want me to stop stressing? Then back me up for once. Tell her she can't keep barging into our house and treating me like I'm the surrogate she didn't ask for.
I don't think she means it like that, Dan. You're reading it through a lens that makes everything sound worse than it is.
Wow, that's really what you're going with? After everything I just told you, your takeaway is that I'm being too sensitive?
No, not what I said. I just think we need to focus on the bigger picture. You're due in 3 months. That's what matters most.
You're right, it does matter. That's exactly why I can't keep letting her talk to me like this. It's not just hurtful, it's damaging.
I'll talk to her, okay? I'll say something, but can we just not let this turn into a whole thing right now?
It already is a whole thing. It's been a thing. You just haven't had to feel it because she only aims it at me.
I know she's hard sometimes, but she raised me. She's family. I'm just asking you to try not to take everything she says to heart.
She's not the one carrying this child. She's not the one with a C-section on the horizon and 2 hours of sleep at night. I am.
I get it. I do. Just try to focus on the baby, all right? I'll deal with Mom, I promise.
You don't need to promise anything. Just see it for what it is and stop pretending that it's all in my head.
You're late again. The food's probably cold by now.
I picked it up as fast as I could. They were backed up and the guy at the counter said the oven was behind.
And yet somehow everyone else in the world manages to get food on time. Maybe if you walked faster instead of waddling like a pity parade.
I just had major surgery, Judith. I'm still recovering. I'm not even supposed to be lifting things yet.
Oh, here we go. The dramatic monologue about how hard your life is. Newsflash. Women have been giving birth since the dawn of time.
Not everyone gets sliced open and stitched shut. My doctor said I shouldn't even be carrying grocery bags, let alone boxes of pizza for 6 people.
You didn't give birth, Danica. You got cut open and had the baby pulled out. That's not the same thing, and you know it.
You know what? Fine. You think I took the easy way out? Come sit through one of my incision checks and tell me how easy it is.
I'm just saying, the rest of us didn't need surgery to do what nature designed. But I guess that's just the modern way. Surrender at the first challenge.
Why did you even make me do this? You could have had Elliot grab the food or order delivery. You knew I wasn't up for this.
Because I wanted the family to eat together. Real family. And you're just the one who carried the kid in. The job's done.
Excuse me?
You heard me. You served your purpose. The heir is here, and that's all you were ever supposed to bring to the table.
So I'm not even a person to you, just a body you used to complete the set.
You were never going to be permanent. Elliot needed a child and the family needed a son. Now we have one.
You know what's wild? I actually thought that after everything, after the surgery, after the sleepless nights, you might see me differently. I thought holding your grandson would bring out some part of you that was capable of compassion. I was wrong. I thought maybe having your grandson in my arms would soften you a little, make you human. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were thinking like a woman who forgot her place, and now I'm reminding you.
And what exactly is my place?
Not at this table, not anymore.
You're seriously telling me to leave?
Drop off the food, go home, we'll handle the rest. Elliot and the baby will stay here tonight.
You don't even like me. Why do you want him to stay?
Because the boy belongs with his blood, not with a moaning mess who can't even stand up straight without flinching.
Did Elliot seriously agree to this? Did he even ask me if it was okay?
He didn't have to. He trusts me to make these decisions for the family. He knows what's best for the boy.
He doesn't even see what you're doing, does he? You twist everything to make yourself the savior, and somehow he buys it.
Big words from someone who couldn't manage a simple car ride without whining. Do you want applause for showing up with lukewarm pizza?
I came because you insisted, not because I wanted to. I couldn't care less about sitting at your table and pretending this is normal.
Then congratulations, you don't have to pretend anymore.
I'll take my kid and go.
He's already inside.
Then I'll go in and get him.
No, you'll leave the food, turn around, and go back to your mess of an apartment. The boy stays here tonight with his real family.
He's my son.
He's Elliot's son. That's the part that counts.
You're unbelievable.
And you're disposable. But hey, silver lining, I just realized they do delivery. Could have saved you the trouble.
You don't even care that I'm bleeding through stitches right now, do you?
What I care about is that my grandson eats with people who actually matter. I hope you're proud of yourself, because today, Danica, you publicly humiliated me in a way I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And yes, that includes you, most days.
Oh, it must be serious. You've made yourself the victim and the martyr in the very first sentence. Impressive, even for you.
I was escorted out of the spa like some criminal, like I was trespassing in a place where I've spent tens of thousands over the years. Where my photo literally hangs in the hallway. That's what you've reduced me to.
So, what exactly did you expect to happen? Rose petals at your feet while you verbally dismantled the staff one by one?
I expected respect. I expected common courtesy. I expected dignity, which apparently vanished the moment you decided to start living off the success of your filthy rich uncle.
Oh, Judith, my uncle respects people who treat others like human beings. That's not about wealth or influence. That's just called not being horrible.
Don't act so superior. You knew what you were doing, parading around in front of him with your soft voice and tragic little backstory. Poor Danica, so misunderstood. You practically held auditions for sympathy.
It's not my fault you can't tell the difference between someone being loved and someone playing you. He sees me. That's the part that infuriates you, isn't it?
Don't flatter yourself. He's a lonely, sentimental fool with too much money and no children of his own. You walked in and filled that vacuum like mold in a vase.
And yet, somehow, you're the one who got thrown out. Funny how that keeps happening lately.
This is your revenge. You think I don't see it? You think I don't realize you've been orchestrating this whole slow-motion collapse of my life? From behind your smug little curtain, no less.
I didn't have to orchestrate anything. All I did was stop cleaning up after your messes.
You think you're so clever, so composed, but I know who you really are. You're a bitter girl with a pretty face and no real power, and you're trying to dismantle a legacy that existed before your name even mattered.
A legacy of intimidation, backhanded compliments, and pure entitlement. It's not much of a legacy, Judith. It's a haunted house with no foundation. You just never thought the lights would come on.
You've made me a laughingstock. I was the woman people aspired to be. I hosted fundraisers, galas, chaired charities. Chaired them, Danica. And now I'm the one being whispered about in locker rooms.
And whose fault is that? You didn't just burn bridges. You set them on fire and demanded applause for your confidence while doing it.
They should have been grateful. Every one of those people should have been honored. I even noticed them. I gave that place status.
You gave it stress, and my uncle finally decided to stop confusing that with prestige.
He should have called me. He should have looked me in the eye and said it like a man instead of sending his minions to deliver the verdict.
He didn't need to, Judith. Your actions spoke for you, loudly. You think power means you'll never be held accountable. You're learning that's not how it works anymore.
I'm not done. You haven't won anything. I have connections in this town you wouldn't believe. I'll rebuild. You'll see.
Then rebuild, but this time, try doing it without stepping on everyone who can't afford to fight back. Let's see how far you get without fear propping you up.
You act like you're so wise now, like motherhood made you into some stoic little oracle, but I see through it. You're still the same little girl trying to prove she belongs.
No, I've stopped trying to belong to people who see me as disposable. That's what's changed.
You'll regret this someday when you're on the outside again, when the wind shifts, when your safety net snaps. You'll remember today.
Maybe, but if I do, I'll remember that I chose truth over fear, and silence is one luxury I'm not offering you anymore.
You're not strong enough to take me down. Don't delude yourself.
You're not standing tall, Judith. You're sinking. You just haven't realized the applause stopped because no one's in the room anymore.
You poisonous little girl! I should have known from the beginning. You walked in all grace and gratitude, but your eyes always had knives.
And you were too busy preening to notice you were cutting yourself every time you tried to draw blood from me.
Enjoy your petty little triumph. You've ruined the one place I could breathe.
No, Judith. I just made sure other people could finally breathe too.
Oh, you've really outdone yourself this time. You're not just petty, Danica. You're pathological.
That's quite a greeting. Let me guess. Something else slipped out of your grasp?
Don't play dumb with me. I just got asked to leave my cafe. My cafe, Danica. The one with my table, my cappuccino. The one where they used to greet me by name.
Well, maybe the staff decided your name wasn't worth saying anymore.
They used to bring out my drink before I even sat down. The owner once asked me to name a dish after myself. It was my place, my domain. I set the tone in that cafe. People watched what I ordered just to copy it.
You treated it like a stage, Judith. You just forgot the audience was allowed to leave.
Don't get smug. This has your fingerprints all over it. The timing, the setting cold shoulders, and those new placemats. You didn't even try to hide it.
I designed them 2 months ago. My name's in the bottom corner. You really never noticed?
I noticed when I got banned. And don't insult me by pretending this is coincidence. You've been waiting for a chance to get back at me, and you finally found one.
Actually, Judith, I've been trying to avoid you, but lately it seems the rest of the world is just catching up.
Don't give me that smug little Zen act. You told them something. I don't know what it was, some twisted little story, but I know how you operate.
Funny. That's exactly what they said about you.
You think this is funny?
No, I think it's predictable. You treat people like furniture and then scream betrayal when they finally stop laying out a seat for you.
You're so full of yourself. Sitting in that cramped apartment pretending you're above it all while you pull strings behind everyone's back.
Judith, I'm not pulling anything. I'm recovering from surgery and trying to keep my kid fed. You're spiraling over a croissant.
Don't mock me. Your uncle owns that building, doesn't he?
He does?
Of course he does. So what? You ran into him, told him poor little Danica was being bullied by the big bad mother-in-law?
He figured it out on his own, actually. Saw your name when I was showing him mock-ups for the new menus and asked why I looked like I'd swallowed glass.
And you just let him connect the dots?
I didn't stop him.
You're dangerous. Seriously, Danica, you play this quiet game, but underneath it, you're every bit as vicious as you claim I am.
I didn't make phone calls. I didn't blacklist you. I didn't even raise my voice. I just stopped standing between you and the consequences. That's all it took.
You're not fooling anyone. People will catch on. Eventually they'll see who you really are.
They already have. That's why the door closed behind you today.
This won't last forever. You're not untouchable. Sooner or later, the tide turns.
Then I'll face the tide. But at least I won't drown in denial.
He was my son first, you know, before you ever slithered into our lives.
And now he's a father. Maybe you should try being a mother again instead of a storm cloud people have to brace for.
One day you'll push the wrong person, Danica, someone who won't be so polite. And when that day comes, don't expect mercy.
I don't need mercy from people I wouldn't trust to water my plants.
You better start talking, Elliot. Your father just got an email from the board, and now he's locked himself in the study like a child. I'm not playing games. What did you say? What did you do?
I didn't say anything to them, Mom. There wasn't anything for me to say. The board of directors has the only say that matters in this, and they made their decision. It's over. Dad's getting fired.
Fired? Don't be absurd. That company owes him its spine. He practically raised that place out of the mud, mentored half the men on that board. This is a mistake, or a joke, or a lie. Which is it?
None of the above. He's being removed for cause. The internal audit found years of falsified reimbursements and shady corporate card charges. We're talking about private flights, weekend retreats disguised as consulting meetings, and dinners that never had a client within 100 miles. They documented everything.
That's ridiculous! If those things were approved at the time, it isn't theft. This is clearly personal. Someone has it out for him, and I don't need to guess who. This has Danica written all over it. She's behind this.
Danica didn't even know Dad still had an active role. She thought he'd fully retired years ago. She hasn't spoken to anyone at his company. She hasn't even been near that office.
Oh, come off it. You think I don't see what's happening? One by one, everything connected to this family is being picked off. The spa, the cafe, my standing in this town. And now your father's reputation. This isn't coincidence. This is sabotage.
No, Mom, it's accountability. The kind that only catches up with people who've spent too long thinking it never would. He wasn't targeted, he was careless, and he thought the name on the door gave him immunity. But it turns out rules still apply, even to him.
Spare me the speech. You think because you married some little martyr with a tragic backstory that you're suddenly wise? You sound like a man who's forgotten where he came from.
No, I remember exactly where I came from. I just stopped confusing that with where I have to stay.
This is her. I know it. She slithered into your life, and ever since then, it's been loss after loss. Do you think I don't know the game she's playing?
If Danica's playing a game, it's one where she wins by staying quiet while people unravel all on their own. She didn't whisper to anyone. She didn't sabotage anything. But I'll tell you something you don't know. A few years ago, the CEO's wife had a stroke while walking alone in a park. Danica found her. She was the one who called the ambulance. She stayed with her until it arrived. The doctors told the family that if Danica hadn't acted when she did, the woman would have died. She never told anyone, not even me. The CEO only brought it up months later when he recognized her in a photo.
Oh, so now she's a hero too? Isn't that just so neat and poetic? She saves a life and somehow that clears her of all this destruction she's left in her wake?
She didn't save the CEO's wife so she could one day collect favors. She didn't even expect a thank you. But that woman lived, and maybe, just maybe, that's why this firing didn't come with public humiliation or a lawsuit. Maybe someone upstairs showed your husband mercy because someone else showed them grace first.
You really think you're better than me now, don't you? You and your perfect little quiet life and your noble wife. You don't even realize you've been brainwashed.
No, Mom. I've just stopped making excuses for the way you treat people. And I'm tired of watching you torch every bridge and then scream when the smoke rolls back in.
So what? You're cutting me off now? You're walking away from your own mother just because things got uncomfortable?
I'm walking away because I can't keep being the buffer between you and the consequences you've spent your life dodging. I love you, I always will, but I don't owe you my silence just because you're angry that people are finally seeing who you really are.
You'll regret this. She'll leave, the glow will fade, and when it does, you'll remember who stood by you when you were nobody.
Maybe I will. But if I do, at least that regret will be my own, not yours, stitched into my spine like a legacy I never asked for. All right, I did it, Danica. I finally did it. I said I didn't want to see her or speak to her anymore. Not for a long time.
What changed? You wake up in a reflective mood or just finally hit your quota of damage control?
I'm just trying to clean things up. You said she was the reason things kept unraveling, so I'm handling it. She's out. She's not in our lives anymore. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
What I wanted was a partner who didn't need to be cornered into doing the bare minimum and then try to sell it as heroism. But go on.
Danica, I'm doing this for us. I'm cutting her off. I know she crossed every line possible. This is me showing you I'm serious about fixing things between us.
Fixing things? Elliot, you think not speaking to your mother anymore somehow undoes the year of silence you gave me while she ran the show? You think kicking her out of your phone earns you another chance at my life?
I'm not saying it fixes everything overnight. I'm just saying I heard you, and I'm trying to give you what you asked for.
You didn't do this because you heard me. You did it because your whole world is falling apart, and you need something, someone to hold on to. You waited until the job was gone, until your mother's reputation was in tatters, until there was nothing left but me, and suddenly, now I matter.
That's not fair!
No, it's not, but it's accurate.
You really think I cut off my own mother just to win points with you?
I think you didn't cut her off until it looked like I might actually leave. And you knew you couldn't keep both of us anymore.
You want to talk about timing? Fine! You could have said something months ago instead of pulling away like I didn't exist!
I did say something, repeatedly, in every way I knew how to say it. You just refused to listen unless it cost you something, and now, here we are.
So what? You've made up your mind? That's it?
Yes. Elliot, I want a divorce.
Just like that.
Not just like that, like this, after everything. After the years of being second in our own house, after being dismissed, gaslit, ignored. After carrying a child with no real support except my own spine, after watching you orbit your mother like the sun rose from her eyes, and now, after uncovering something I didn't even want to know.
What are you talking about?
Your father's records, the ones I helped my uncle sort through. There were patterns, hotel overlaps, travel receipts that didn't make sense. One name came up more than once. It didn't match the meeting logs, but it matched a LinkedIn profile. She works in your office.
Danica!
Don't lie, you're not good at it. I wasn't even looking for it. I didn't want that to be true. But it was right there, printed in spreadsheet cells and timestamps, and it made everything else, the distance, the deflection, the guilt masked as generosity, finally make sense.
It didn't mean anything! I wasn't in love with her! It was stupid! It was short! It happened during that time when things were spinning out! I thought you hated me, and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just ran!
I never hated you. I begged for you. I begged you to see me, to stand up for me, to show me I wasn't just something you settled for to make your mother happy. And when I couldn't pretend anymore, you ran to someone who didn't require real effort. So no, I don't believe it didn't mean anything, because it meant something to me. It meant the final thread was already snapped before I even realized I was still holding on.
So that's it? You're walking away?
I'm not walking away. I already walked. You just didn't notice. What you're feeling now, this panic, this sudden urgency, that's the echo of the door closing behind me weeks ago.
So you don't care, not even a little?
Of course I care. I carried your child. I waited for you to be someone you were never willing to become, but love doesn't survive in a vacuum, and I ran out of air a long time ago. So I care, but I'm done.
Come on, Danica, that isn't fair! Doesn't it mean anything at all to you that I literally cut off my own mom for you? So I let her have her way for a bit longer than I should have. That doesn't mean I stopped loving you!
I don't know if you stopped loving me or if you ever loved me at all, but you sure stopped showing up like someone who did.
Danica, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, and maybe I don't deserve a response, but I'm asking you anyway. Please, just read this before you delete it. I wouldn't be reaching out unless things were truly dire.
I'm reading. Say what you need to say.
Everything's falling apart. Harold lost his remaining contracts. They terminated everything, no warning. And with Elliot out of the company, we have no income, no savings left, nothing to fall back on. We're behind on the mortgage and the bank has started the process. Danica, we're going to lose the house. You may hate me, but please try to understand. This is the only place I've ever built a life in.
That does sound difficult, but I'm not sure why you believe I'm the person you should be reaching out to now, after everything that's happened, after everything you made happen.
Because I'm trying to admit I was wrong, even if it's too late to make it right. I know I said cruel things. I treated you in ways no one should ever be treated, and you still gave this family something it didn't deserve. You still gave us your son. I'm not pretending I was a good mother-in-law. I wasn't. But I'm trying to be a human being now. I'm asking for help, not because I think I deserve it, but because I have no one else to ask.
You didn't just treat me badly, Judith. You made me feel like I was nothing. You called me a vessel to my face. You're a woman too, Judith. Don't you have any qualms about treating another woman like a baby-making machine? You made me leave your house right after major surgery and then told me I didn't belong at my own child's first family dinner. You erased me. You discarded me. And now you want me to forget all that just because things are inconvenient on your end?
I didn't know how to be anything else. I was raised to believe power was earned by control, and I thought I was protecting our family by guarding it from people I didn't understand. But now there's nothing left to protect. The money, the status, the name, they're all gone. I'm not standing on a pedestal anymore, Danica. I'm standing alone, and I know it's because of the choices I made.
I told you a long time ago that the way you treat people comes back eventually. And what did you do when I told you that, Judith? Do you remember? Because I sure do. You laughed. You looked me in the eye and laughed, like cruelty was just cleverness with better clothes. But here we are, Judith. The echoes have finally caught up to you. You called me disposable, and now the world has returned the favor.
I'm not asking for everything. I'm not asking to come back into your lives. I just hoped that maybe, somewhere inside you, there's a part that remembers I'm your child's grandmother. That there was once a time when I thought I was doing what was best.
My son will grow up understanding what kindness looks like, not performance. He will learn compassion, not convenience. And he will never be taught to open his arms only when his hands are empty. I'm not going to let him be taught by someone who only finds humility when there's no one left to beg. So no, Judith, not today. People warned me I was making a mistake, that if I pushed too hard, cut too deep, I'd end up alone. But the truth is, I've never felt more surrounded, not by people, but by peace. Judith hasn't contacted me since I said no. I don't think she knows how to ask twice. Last I heard, she lost the house. She's living in some rental miles from the life she used to brag about. And Elliot, he signed the papers like a man turning off the lights in a room he never paid attention to. No apology, no epiphany, just silence, which frankly suits him better than any speech ever did. I didn't need revenge, I needed distance, and once I stopped trying to make them see me, I realized how loud my own life could be when their voices weren't drowning it out. My son will never learn to fear the people who claim to love him. He'll never think control is a form of care. He'll know softness as strength and boundaries as love. That's the legacy I'm building now. Not bitterness, not blame, just freedom. People like Judith lose because they believe their power is permanent. But the truth is, the moment someone stops fearing you, you have nothing left. She thought she could break me. Instead, she cleared the path for everything better. And I'm walking it, head high, every single day.